Good evening. It is Friday, January 28th. So I said I would post every Monday and Friday about whatever's going on with the bunker project and HKV LLC. So I'll link in some videos over the week of what I was doing at the fourplex. So I had to evict, essentially, or I had to pay a friend, who used to be a friend back in high school, to vacate the unit. Brought him there early December, and he didn't really do any work. Not too sure what was going on, whether it was mental health or drug addiction or what, but things weren't going so well. So I asked him to head on out. I gave him $300 just to leave without any issues. So he's gone. I stayed there for a few days, cleared out the unit with my own tools and just did demo work on my own. Prepared it for the property manager to go in and install a bunch of new stuff. So basically took it down to the studs in the bathroom and down to just the drywall everywhere else. So removed the kitchen and all that. So had some roaches, had some stuff like that. So share some videos. I'll link those in. Trying to figure out how to use the Adobe suite. So get a little better with that. So, but tonight I wanted to talk about Turo. So one of the things I did over the week, and I forgot to film it, was I sold the 2 cars that I had left on Turo. So I just wanted to run through Turo because I know a lot of people have been interested in doing Turo. So if you look here, you can see my 3 cars. So I'll just kind of get out of the way a little bit and let you see how things have gone. So you can see I've had 3 cars listed on Turo. A Tesla Model S, a Chevy Cruze, and before that I had a Touareg. So the Touareg I sold a while back to get a truck. So we're going to go through the earnings. Show you why I sold, essentially. So the earnings just aren't all that great. So you can see these are the red are where I canceled. This is all I had upcoming. Sold $53, or I made $201 in January. Had 183 coming up in February. So January and February are pretty slow months. Anyway, here's a Tesla Model S. So I made a whole $79 this year. If we go to 2021, made $4,300, a little over $4,300. So I did pretty well. $1,299 in December, so things are going up. You can see these rates go right along with the pandemic. So when things were shut down, I removed the car, didn't have it listed at all. Actually, I didn't even buy this Tesla until June. So that's when I bought it just to list it on Turo. The idea was that it was going to make some money for the nonprofit bunker project, but you can see about how much it made. It had like a $337 a month payment, and then another $200 a month or so in insurance. So it was just barely starting to break even. Then did pretty well in September. Started doing a little better. But in order to do this, I had a friend, Army veteran, who was picking up and dropping off the car. So I was giving him 40% of the profit. So out of that $681, I didn't bring home maybe $400 out of that. So barely covered the payment and stuff. So which was fine. That whole idea was just to provide a car for the house, but it didn't provide any financial support for the bunker project. So then I added another car. Okay, maybe I need economies of scale. So I added this second car. 0 earnings in 2021. Made a whole $122. That doesn't even seem right, because it only rented for $32 one day when we rented it out to ourselves just to test it. And then we rented it again for 5 days. It got hit in the rear end. So I ended up trading it in. So this one I bought for $12,000 after fees and taxes and everything. And I ended up selling it for a whole $4,500. So I took a huge loss on this car. Not too happy about that. But it wasn't really worth renting out after getting hit. Very little pay. $32 was what we made after renting it out to ourselves just to test it. Out of 108 is what it cost access to rent it for. So got rid of that one. So the Tesla, I had bought this for $38,000, sold it for a little over $40,000 to CarMax, so made $2,000 in the sale, plus 79 bucks in 2022, and then 43 whatever in 2021. So made about a little over $6,000 off this car in profit. Out of that, paid some monthly payment, so I had financed about half the vehicle. So I financed $20,000. The rest I had paid off in cash. But this wasn't quite enough to really justify keeping the cars. So since the used car market was high and I was able to sell it for more than what I bought it for, even after putting quite a few miles on, about, I don't know, 12,000 miles or so, sold it. So that's that. And here's the Touareg. This was the first vehicle I had started with. So this one I started back in 2019. So you can see I first listed it. I don't know. I don't remember why I missed these. I think because it had been up for a while and I just totally forgot that it was even listed on Turo, and when people booked it I wasn't prepared. So I ended up having to cancel them. It wasn't very professional in the beginning with Turo at all. Just kind of an experiment, and then didn't get a rental again until November, probably thanks to these cancellations. And then by 2020 started doing a little better. So okay, starting to 390, 194. It was at least, I had this car outright, so this was just money in my pocket. I'll make cover my insurance payment, whatever. So that was nice, but then the pandemic happened. So you can see, just as the pandemic was announced, no more rentals. And then when people tried to rent it, I canceled because I just wasn't comfortable with the whole COVID thing. So by 2021, the COVID started to wear off for a little bit. I listed it again. It was one of the first ones to get back on Turo. So, all right, there's not a lot of competition. Everyone's still scared of COVID, so I made a little money. But that drifted away real quick, and I ended up selling this car and trading it in for a truck that I didn't list on Turo. So that's where I'm at with the 3 cars. Yeah. So let me show you what it looks like when you list them. Let's see. So you can view a listing. So there's the car I had listed. That's one of them. Tesla Model S. So anyway, so I sold that car, got out of Turo. So that's that. And then I'll share the other videos. I'll link those in. I also wanted to show what else I've been working on. So this is a new development. You can see this is a mixed-use building, 50 units residential, 12 units that are commercial, and this one, I'll pop back on here. Let's see if we can zoom this in a little maybe. Anyway, so this building is brand new. We're going to be building this from the ground up in an opportunity zone. I was able to help a family member invest in this deal, so they own 15% of this project. And by helping them get connected to it, that gets me 1.25% ownership, which is basically just for the experience mainly, is what I'm wanting to get out of this. Not too worried about making money yet off of a deal like this. This is a wealth of education here. Getting to be part of a development from the ground up. So we have now raised all the funds, closed on it, the land anyway, and now we're waiting on the permits and then to be approved by the city. And once those are approved, then we'll be able to break ground on construction. So these are the architectural renderings of what the building will look like. So you can see all the retail space on the bottom, apartments up top. And one of the things I like about this, little offering memorandum here. So this is what we send to investors. We're trying to raise funds to build something like this. So the idea, the benefit, I guess, why invest in multifamily? You got risk mitigation, so it's a hedge against taxes, hedge against inflation. So as inflation goes up and up, like it is right now, 7% and higher, rents are going up with that. So as long as you only buildings, inflation isn't necessarily bad for you, right? And then value creation, you're creating new assets, creating new things out of dirt. Demand for multifamily is going up and up and up as home ownership goes down, population goes up, household formation goes up, that kind of thing. And then why Waco? So we focused on Waco, Texas on this deal. It's an opportunity zone, meaning that as long as this property is held for 10 years, there will be no capital gains tax at all, which is great. Capital gains tax is usually like about 40%. So to save 40% on your money is pretty massive. That's one of the biggest returns on your investment that you can get just by not paying capital gains tax, right? If you think about like the stock market giving an average of what, 5-6% over the long run, and even a good multifamily deal at 26%, 28%, that's still nowhere near the 40% of savings on those taxes plus the profit that will come from the building itself. So looking at like a 68% return, which is pretty awesome, annual rate of return. And then you can see here some of all the awesome development along with our apartment building that's going on in Waco. So revitalizing the entire downtown area. And you've got a new stadium across the river, and they're going to have a walking bridge that goes across the river to the stadium. You can see that there. That will go straight from our apartment complex where you can walk from. So that'll be nice. And then we've got this big fulfillment center, of course. That's going in just about every city, so not much to brag about with Amazon fulfillment centers anymore. And here's some similar properties. But anyway, that is the whole offering memorandum. And so now it gets into the technical details of rent comparables and that kind of stuff. But just wanted to show you this new building. Pretty proud of that, pretty excited. So that's what I have been working on. Helping to raise capital for some other deals, kind of similar to this. So the other ones are already built. We've got some projects in like Tallahassee, storage units in Pine Ridge, Florida, things like that. So if you are an accredited investor and you'd be interested in investing in anything that I have going on, I have basically about 6 deals around the country going on right now, ranging from West Virginia, Florida, down to Texas. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. So I think our smallest deal is this one at 50 units, 50 apartment units plus the 12 commercial units. And then our biggest one that I have going on is 352 units. I think that's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So raising capital on all of those. And yeah, that's exciting stuff. So that's about it as far as my real estate journey goes for HKV. Pretty big jump from owning a house, my first house in 2015, to flipping that one now into building brand new apartment buildings. Just adding more and more value to more and more people, and that's a good feeling. So I apologize that these videos aren't quite the most professional yet. All right, my Rode microphone that plugged into my phone broke, so hopefully you can still hear the audio okay. I just wanted to show you some of the exterior. So we have a landscaping company, and apparently all they do is trim the bushes, but they don't bother to pick the trash out of the bushes when they trim it. Don't bother to put down any new rock. Look at this. You can tell, I think that's puke. Dog poop everywhere, broken glass. There's some gang writing I attempted to cover up, still shines through. So I'll give that a couple more coats. Yeah, some bottles and cans and stuff in there. Just horrible job. This is what you get. Absentee landlords and owners don't pay attention to what's going on with their properties. Maybe they're owners who just don't care that it's like this. I don't know, but I'm not okay with it being like this. I have a property management company. I pay $170 per door to
is like twice as much as what it should be. And it was under this promise that they're supposed to do rent forgiveness and include maintenance and all this stuff. All these kind of false promises. Look at this. Full of trash, beer bottles. It's disgusting. More garbage. This is the unit that's for rent. So, some decent windows. Bars, of course. Brand new door there. Look at this. Big spray paint spot on the wall. Like, how am I supposed to rent it like this? Not good. Grounds, pretty nasty. Beer cans. Just little flecks of trash like this. Look down in the rocks. This everywhere. Cigarette butts. Little pieces of garbage. Exposed underlayer. Rock layer super thin. Look at this. More gang writing. Attempted to be scribbled out. This is a nightmare property. Look at this. This is the neighbors. Look how bad that is. Gang writing on the building. Windows are taped up just to keep them falling off. Plywood. This is bad. All bad. Cigarette butts everywhere. And this is my other two units. New doors. New AC. So those were all big expenses. Had to do the doors because they were all kicked in. It was garbage, garbage, garbage. Disgusting. So let's see the shape of that door. That's what my doors are like, that or even worse. Gang writing on the door. This truck. These are the kind of vehicles that are parked all over the place in here. Most of them don't run. So, a bit frustrating. This I'm not even too sure what was going on, but somebody came and ripped all of the covers off. It used to be locks, should be locks. Not sure if someone's, I don't know what their game plan was there, but yeah. More scribbled gang writing. The main problem here comes from that 7-Eleven right over there. So that 7-Eleven, if you go in there and you hit cash back $10, the clerk will throw in a bag of dope along with your purchases. So you got the businesses themselves dealing drugs. If you go over to Vaughn's around the corner, you talk to the security guard, she'll sell you meth. Like another broken car, flat tire. If you go to the head shop around the corner, you can buy illegal guns. If you want an unregistered, unmarked gun, if you're a felon. So those are the problems in this neighborhood. You've got businesses who are actively operating against any kind of growth or positive change to get the drugs out. So it's a battle. This is a battle. We're battling the dealers, battling the users. Wish them the best. They would get some help. There's several more nonprofits out there with more beds available. We've got people homeless on the streets, scattered all over the place. Using. It's become normal. It's just accepted. Just drive by tarps along the freeway. Very sad what our society has become. Very, very sad. Some of us are trying to work to change. All right, today has been a fun day. So I'm back here at the Bunker Project house, placing a fan. I'll show you. So, bathroom fan. A new one of these. Bunch of electrical stuff. So I had to buy all new tools because the contractor I had hired decided to apparently he's into, I don't know, he had some issues. He didn't get any work done for the whole month and a half he was here. Sent him about $1,000 that was supposed to be used for tools and supplies, and
It went to other things. I'm not too sure what, but it didn't go to any supplies or things for the place. So then when I decided, okay, if enough is enough, no work has been done, I've been here a month and a half, decided that it wasn't gonna go without a fight. I was gonna have to evict him as a tenant, even though he was just here to do some work, get on his feet. There was no lease, but so would have had to go through the court and do this whole kind of ordeal. Could have taken a long time, cost some money. He knew this, so he said, but you can give me $1,500 and I'll go away. I don't have $1,500 to give him though. I had about $300, so I gave him $300 in cash, told him he could take some of my tools to try to add up to $1,500 if that's what he really needed. I was hoping that he wouldn't take the tools because those are what I need to finish the rehab. But he took them anyway. He took my hand tools, so having to replace all those. It's this bag of tools over here, even though I had my own before. So in the midst of all the fourplex drama, the fan went out. There's no electricity right now because apparently this overhead light is also wired to the fan. So there's 3 wires up there. So somehow that was in the middle, creating a connection. So hopefully I'm gonna put in the new fan. That will work, otherwise I'm gonna have to get an electrician out. That's more money out of pocket. Other news, attempted to help raise some money for a storage unit complex. Didn't go very well. The investor decided they wanted a larger cut than the team was willing to give. We offered 50-50 or something like that, and he wanted 70-30. So that's too much, can't go for that. So pass on that investor and gonna go with somebody else who's more right for our team. So that's a lesson that even though somebody has a large amount of money, so this person had, $1.5 million, they're trying to pitch in with us. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean you're the right fit for the team, right? If you want to take too much of the profits or, not leave enough meat on the bone for everybody else on the team, then it just doesn't work for everyone. So that's very well. We'll just go with a different investor. That's okay. Maybe we'll find another deal for that investor that does work out for them. So that's okay. Learning that, it's not just about throwing money at things, it's about finding the right fit for everyone. So that's pretty interesting to go that route with capital raising for a large project. So hopefully we can raise some funds somewhere else. We've already got some people lined up, so not a problem. I just won't be the one probably bringing the funds. So, oh well. What else? So then there's the fourplex, the extortion. I think that's about it. So fun day today. Get extorted by supposedly an old friend. Turned out not to be so much of a friend. And things fell through with the investor, but I did talk to a sponsor. Had a great discussion with him. Awesome mentor, some great advice. We both like snow sports, so that's super cool. Yeah, so hopefully we can find a deal and move forward with him. And that's about it. Good night.
Testing out the washing machine. Check this out. I think there might be something wrong with it.
But they want to put your mask on, my dude. You don't want to breathe in all that road shit. Oh, we dispersed. There's a whole bunch of these suckers. Yes. Yeah. Cockroaches. Nice. Come up the walls. Yeah. The green pile. Check this out. That's why we're not keeping these cabinets. Pretty foul. Hey, buddy.
Like it's dispersed.
all over the place.